What if there was a different way of seeing? A way that allowed us to see the freedom that we're truly about? What would need to be done in order for Creator to get our attention? This was the question that I asked my grandmother one day. Grandmother, what would I need to do in order to be able to see differently? Come with me, grandson, she said to me. And we walked outside. We walked down the hill over to the next ridge. As we got over to the next ridge, you could see a small herd of buffalo behind the fence. And we walked over to the fence and stood there and watched these amazing creatures. We watched in particular a young mother with a young calf, and grandmother began to sing. When she finished her song, she started to weep. Why are you weeping, grandmother? You should be happy for this young calf. I am happy for the young calf, my grandson, she says. That is not why I weep. I weep for the young calf because it, like you, has been born behind the fence. I myself was born on the outside of the fence. I know a freedom that the two of you shall never know. And she sang her freedom song.
Hayana Kichino, Hayana Kichino. Right now, what the old ones are saying is the veil of forgetfulness has been removed from everyone's brow. And it's kind of wonderful to watch because what's really happening is a remembering. And it's kind of getting everything stirred up. This veil that once separated things and separated us from all things has now been removed. When I open myself to receive, my journey can really begin. And the only way that can happen is that I have to have the consciousness and the awareness to make that choice and that decision to wake up. We have to go back to a time before conditioning. We have to go back to a time that encourages us to trust. It encourages us to step into a place that is vaguely familiar to us, but a place that we know nevertheless. And sometimes it is referred to as intuition. Intuition is our rightful place. It is a part of us. It's what we are. We're sensitive beings trying not to be sensitive. Someone that is sensitive can see the world in a whole different way. When I'm sensitive, I'm open. And when I'm open, I see the world. with something other than my eyes. We have a saying that says, close your eyes so that you can see. Imagine how different the world would be if we were able to engage with the world from the heart instead of the head. There would be no wars. There would be no conflict, because everybody would know that we are infinitely connected, and that everything I do makes a difference, everything I do matters, and that I affect everything, and everything affects me. We would understand at a level beyond the head that we are all one big family, and that we feel everything, and that part of our journey is to know this and to touch that sacred place and do our part. It's interesting when people ask me about as to whether or not we have a contract, and I wonder, in in a higher level of vibration, do they talk in that context? And, well, don't forget about the contract. That's such a human thing. But I don't know. I guess for the sake of those that would think in that context, I guess you could say the fact that you're here means you have a contract. Otherwise, why would you be here?
Give your love, give your very love, give your love, don't hide.
Maybe a better way of saying as to whether or not do I have a contract, it would be that maybe we need to ask, what is my gift? Because you can be sure that you have a gift, or otherwise you wouldn't be here. I need to be able to learn and to access my gift. And God, how incredible would it be if we all became aware of our gifts? When I look around, what I see is individuals and people who walk around with uncertainty. We're not really sure of ourselves. In fact, when people interact, one of the things that happens is that we look into the eyes of another for validation and assurance. Or in our tradition, what I call the Nagual tradition, we look into our own hearts to be validated and to be assured. Maybe we need to come to the realization that the contract is not something that's out there, but that's something that's within me. And so I suppose if there's a contract, the contract is with me.
When you hide, you deny the very gift that wants to give you life.
Your gift makes you greater than yourself. And it feeds the greater good, and it feeds the greater family. And when you're happy, your family is happy. And when your family's happy, the community is happy. And when the community is happy, well, the world is happy. It kind of all works itself out.
Give your love, give your very love, give your love, decide. When you do, you fly, and you fall right into the arms of life.
To ask me to speculate about war is a very difficult thing because it's something that I absolutely do not believe in any way, shape, or form. You can't justify war. You can't justify the destruction of things and people. People will adhere to the idea that war is necessary in order to keep peace or promote peace. That's a sad way to look at things. The only thing that promotes peace is peace. Just like the only way to get to someone's heart is through the heart. And war only promotes war. That's my piece on war.
I gotta believe that deep down we all want peace. No matter how it seems, every man and woman got the same dream.
The source of addiction is spirit. The source of all things is spirit. When people think of addiction, they think of hardcore addictions like drug addiction. Well, there are many, many different kinds of addiction. The strength of your spirit is dependent on your ability to take on the shape of the event or the energy that is before you so that you can learn from it rather than to be consumed by it. We have a tendency to resist what is before us because we don't have the maturity to understand that everything that comes before you is a lesson of some sort. It's teaching you something. And sometimes if we don't like what we're seeing, we resist it. We want it to be something else than what it is. And we wish it was different. And we don't like it. And when we don't like something, we get angry. Because that's what we do. And we get angry because we can't control. And we never catch the lesson. We never take what is being shown to us. Instead, we resist it, and we resist it, and we resist it, and we justify our anger until pretty soon it becomes bigger than what we are. And in order to keep ourselves distracted, we immerse ourselves in a different direction until it pretty soon that becomes our sanctuary. It becomes so much a part of what we are that it gets to a point where I can no longer control it. It controls me. The only way that you can break that kind of a hold is that you have to be immersed into something that is completely different and completely new to you. Something that you can't predict. Something that is beyond conditioning. You have to step into an arena that is totally unknown to you. And you have to be guided by someone that can help to break the hold that holds you. That can break the arena of the conditioning that you have adapted yourself to. And then you can set yourself free again and set yourself on a new path. And it takes a lot of courage to do that. And some people don't have that type of courage. All of life is about change and the courage to step into newness. And it's ironic because the very thing that we desire is the very thing that we resist. We desire change and we resist change. We fear it. How interesting is that?
I see a red tail hawk circling high over hunting grounds, in a vision of an arrow piercing deep a dream of long ago, by a bend in a river that was fed by snow from mountains rising high to the east. This was home to you and me, and I remember it well. I can see it now.
There's an old piece of wisdom that was passed on to me. It says, there are more things that are unseen and unknown than there are things that are seen and known. Of course, there are beings or existences that we do not understand. There are things that exist that are beyond the mind. There are things that exist that are beyond vision. There are things that exist that are far beyond our comprehension. Something exists outside of ourselves that we do not understand. And people are going to refer to them by different names. We refer to them as star elders. They come from a different place. There are beings that are very evolved. If you were evolved, would you make yourself present? Would you make yourself known to a collection, a species that reacts, that surrounds themselves with fear? We're constantly analyzing and dissecting ourselves. There are things right under our noses, things that are beyond description, right under our nose. We are as curious about them as they are about us. I mean, how intriguing are we? Maybe we're the mystery. Maybe instead of wondering about other beings, we should focus more on understanding what we are and what we're about. And who knows, maybe they're all around us. Who are the strange ones? We are watching something change right before our eyes. And that is the wonder of everything. The wonder of creation. The wonder of change. And then we wouldn't fear because we know that change is.
Light a candle for the earth and let it burn and burn. If we listen closely to her voice, we will turn and turn.
Mother Earth is continually talking to us. But that doesn't mean anything. It only means something if I'm conscious of that. Mother Earth is something that we see as separate from ourselves. We really don't understand that we are absolutely a part of it in every sense. How can we hear what the Earth is saying unless we can learn to be still? She has something to say. She has something to tell us. Some people might say she's dying to tell us. So maybe we should listen. Maybe we should listen.
Oh, I believe in a miracle. I believe in a hope and a dream. I believe that one day we will all understand We're not separate from anyone. We're not separate from anything.
Mother Earth is not just land. It is a living force. It is a consciousness. And so rather than concern ourselves with what is down the road, maybe we should start asking what it is that we can do right now in this moment today. And it begins with me.
Oh, I believe in a miracle. I believe in a hope and a dream. I believe that one day we will all understand. We're not separate from anyone. We're not separate from anything. We are all one. We are all one. We are